going on, everybody? Welcome to episode number 40 of the Trading to Glory. In this episode, we will be selling some of our cards, or well, pretty much all of our cards, from our Sunday bidding method. And also, we ended yesterday with the Tech Avion method, and as you can see right here, every single one of those cards sold for a decent amount of profit, except for Kolasinac. He's the only one that didn't sell for a super good amount of profit just because he went down in price after we bought him. We just bought him at a terrible time. But Bai, Azpilicueta, these sold when they were going for like 41,000, 42,000 coins. So obviously this Tech Avion method is working for us so far. We haven't gone too in-depth with it yet, but we have put it to the test. It has worked, so I might be doing a little bit more of that today. We're going to go ahead and talk about current investments that you guys and myself still have ready to, make our profit on them, and when we should sell those cards, especially regarding Player of the Month. So, you know what? Let's go ahead and get into that right now. But before we do, make sure to slap a like on the video if you guys are enjoying the Trading to Glory series, and also subscribe to the channel if you are new. Let's shoot for 1,002 likes on today's video. So, we've got Fulkrug and Dost right here, who, well, let's go ahead and not talk about Fulkrug yet. Let's talk about Dost. He's an 85 rated Inform card, and he's the cheapest 85 rated Inform card. About 6k less than Inform Aspas. But Inform Dost, he hasn't really risen too much yet. He has risen, but it's been slow. Every day, it's like another 500 coins that he's gone up. And that's basically because he is still in demand for these Icon SBCs, and the supply is slowly becoming less. He's almost up to 33k now, which is going to be a profit zone for us, which we would make, 500 to 1,000 coins per card. But do we really only want to be making 1,000 coins per card on the DOS? No, you want to be making, hopefully, at least 3k on this card. But when will this card end up rising a ton? Well, the next time it could rise is into the Player of the Month hype. People might just pick him up because he's an 85 rated Inform. It's very possible. Then he could also rise into the next hype for an Icon SBC, which should be the Thursday after this upcoming Thursday is when that would be hyped up, because I don't know if people are going to be hyping him up because they might assume that it's every 3 weeks, but I could definitely see him go up a little bit, maybe 1,000, 2,000 coins into the hype next Thursday, whether there is an Icon SBC then or not. And then let's go and talk about the Aaron Moy. Okay, so this investment right here, Aaron Moy, we just invested in him because he's 82 rated and a Premier League card. He's actually a decent card as well, but we invested in him for Premier League Inform. That's all. So even if there was like to be a Player of the Month leak or anything along those lines, let's say it doesn't go in Sané's favor. Like, we think that it would be Sané, but let's say it's De Bruyne, or let's say it's Nacho Monreal. Let's see, they throw a curveball and it's not what we expect, and it gets leaked like it did last month, okay? Moy, he's not going to drop at all because he's not specific to a single nominee, like Fulkrug and Brandt, who are both Germans specific to the Sané nominee. So, I would sell your Brandt and your Fulkrug cards, if you still have them, or any other German investments. I'd sell that definitely before Thursday, just because you don't want to be waiting too long. You don't want to take the risk of there being another leak. So, I think the earlier sell those cards on, the better. They are in profit range. They're hyped up a little bit. It's not like a crazy amount because people aren't for sure that Sané is going to win. So it's not like too up in price. I mean, Brandt, we got him for 16k. He's up to like 24k. Fulkrug, who we got for like 11 to 12k. He's up to like 14 to 15,000 coins. So it's still profit. It's not like a crazy amount, but we'll definitely take it. And then we've still got, obviously, a lot of these Sunday bidded players to sell. So I'm going to start with that, get our profit there, and then we'll move on to the Informs. Our Tuesday uploads are always pretty fun because we can collect the profit that we got from the cards that we bid on the Sunday, and obviously I sell them on the Monday, and then the video goes up on Tuesday. It's always like a 12-hour turnaround from when I record and when I upload the video. So the first card that I actually bid on was Kolo Zajac. Kolo Zajac, he's up in price because of the Luis Hernandez Icon SBC that needs Liga MX players, and he's the highest rated center back in the league. Now, he is only going to be 78 rated, but that doesn't mean he's not needed for these squad building challenges. And as you can see, Kolo Zajac is up to 1,600 coins, and it looks like he's still rising as well because he was 1,300 only about an hour ago. So he's going up currently. He is 1,600 coins. We'll go ahead and see what we bid on him on the transfer list after I checked the other prices. Then we got Willie Bolly, and I never paid over, I think $750 was the most I paid for one of these cards, and he didn't rise quite as much as the Kolo Zajac. That's kind of an outlier right there. He is going for around 1,100, maybe 1,000 pretty quickly, and then there's an outlier at 900. So not as much profit, still few hundred coins on every card, especially because I got most of the Bollies for between 400 and 500 coins, so perfectly fine there. And then the last card that we bid quite a bit on was Vander Heyden, and Vander Heyden here, he is needed for the Eredivisie SBC, obviously. So we never paid more than $850 for a card. Most of the cards that we got for him were like $750. It looks like he is now up in price to 1,200 coins, and they sell within, it looks like, 6-7 minutes when they're listed. So let's go ahead and see what we got these cards for. Kolo Zajac is going to be the most profit. Then we're going to make, you know, maybe 300, 400 coins per Bolly, and then same thing for the Vander Heyden. But as you can see, we got these Kolo Zajacs here, who's going for 1,600 for less than half of that. So that's really good. We paid up to 950 on a couple of them. We got these Bollies for about 600 there. Then on the next page, a few more Bollies, 550, 450. Then we got one Karaoke in there sprinkled in. We won't worry about him. Got one for discard price at 400 there. Very, very cheap. We'll scroll to the next page now. Tons of cards that we've bid on. We always go big because there's no reason not to. Go ahead and fill up your transfer list. Go ahead and fill up your transfer targets. Obviously, I never really getting around to filling up all 100 spaces just because I get bored after the first 2 hours. Yeah, a couple more Kolo Zajacs here that we got for 950, and then the Vander Heydens. We've got 6 of him who we got for mostly around like 600 to 850. We had one for 900 there, and then we actually got a Kolo Zajac for minimum at 400 coins, and obviously we'll be able to sell that on for quadruple of what we got him for, and then I just added that Moy to the transfer targets, and another Bolly for minimum. So let's go ahead and collect this profit. Continuing our ventures into the Tech Avion trading method, I just picked up a Kolasinac here for 65,000, which is a couple thousand less than what he actually goes for. So what I did is I went and applied a left winger back to left back position change, gave him an anchor card, which are going for 900 coins on the market. So technically I bought this card for probably around 66k, considering I gave him contract and an anchor card and a position change card. But ultimately I should be able to sell this card on, hopefully, for quite a bit of profit. I'm going to list it. I'm going to get greedy with it. I'm going to see if I can sell him on for 74,500 to start it off. And then if he doesn't sell, maybe I'll lower it to like 73, 72k. Ultimately, either way, that's still profit. But this would be, you know, a nice 5,000 coins even after tax. So I'll go ahead and list that up. We'll see if it sells. Also, with cards that we already have on our transfer list, whether we're making an investment for them or not, we can actually do Tech Avion with them as well. So I just noticed that we had a Bass Dust on our transfer list. He had a Hunter card on him. So what I did is I went ahead, I added a couple contract and fitness. Obviously, he's going to cost you to buy contracts and fitness if you don't have them, but this guy was already at like 90 contract and 94 fitness, so I didn't really have to add any gold ones for him. So let me go ahead and list him up. We got him for 32k, and you know, there's no harm in just putting him on the market for some lazy buyers. See if they're going to go ahead and pay extra for him. So we're going to list him for 37,000 coins here. See if he gets bought for some nice profit there. And if he does, I'm happy man. Then we can go ahead and look at this Moy here, who he's got a Catalyst on. Catalyst is another pretty good chemistry style. It's one of the 3 special chemistry styles. Those include Hunter card, which is the most valuable, Shadow card, the second most valuable, and then Catalyst, the third most valuable. But nonetheless, Catalyst is really good for midfielders in general, so this would really help Moy. So I'm going to go ahead and send him to the club as well, add the contracts on, list him up in the market, see if anybody wants to pick him up. Continuing our Tech Avion trading, we've picked up a Kolasinac here for 67,000 coins with a Shadow card on him. All we got to do is add a little bit of contracts, list him up for probably around 75,000 coins, make a little bit of coinage there. And 2 more. As we were actually searching, he does go for around like 65. That's pretty low, honestly. He goes for like 66, 67. But considering we got him, 3 of him now, at left back already, with Shadow card on him, I think we'll easily be able to make profit on these cards. The method has worked again with Bass Dost, who's currently going for 32 to 33,000 coins. We were able to sell him for almost 38k. and he was just sitting in our transfer list. We ended up getting him for about 32,000 coins when we bought him, and we flipped it for 37,500 coins. Easy coins with this method. I've listed up a couple more cards, a Kolasinac with an anchor card, a Kolasinac with a shadow card, and an Aaron Moy with a catalyst card right now. I'm not sure if I have anybody else on my transfer list other than the Kolasinacs, obviously, that we could use this on. Actually, Brant has a hot card, so I might try on Brant here next as well. Then you got a shadow, obviously, the Kolasinacs that I bought have shadow on it. Engine on Dost. I don't know if that'd be good enough, but it does appear that he already has 99 contracts on this card. So we're going to go ahead and list up this Dost here for 30, let's go 36,250 with an Engine on him. Now, Engine's not like the greatest card for a striker. You would definitely want like a Hunter or a Finisher or a Hawk before Engine, but Engine's a decent chemistry style in general. Architect's a defensive chemistry style, so given the fact that that card, you know, that's a defensive chemistry style, I would probably not list that one up for too much more than what he actually goes for. We got a full Craig with Deadeye, which is okay for an attacker, but it's definitely one of the cheaper chemistry styles. It's always the chemistry styles that go for a lot more. That's why they end up selling for a lot more ultimately, and that's why the Tech Avion method works so well for us right now. I want to go ahead and give you guys one more tip with this trading method. So essentially, if you guys go to your squad and you try to add contracts to the player that you want to list. So right now, I've got Brant with Hawk on him. So I've got this card, and I want to get him to 99 contracts, obviously. He's got 18. And as you can see, I've got a 49% contract bonus. Now, how do I get that? All you have to do is add managers to your club. Now, you want the rare ones, like this guy who is on our team right there as our manager. His name is, well, that's Inzaghi right there. He gets a +3 negotiations, which basically gives you +3% on that contract. And the more you have in your club, obviously, the more percentage you'll have. It max out at 50%. So let me go ahead and demonstrate this real quick. Let's go ahead and buy a manager. As you guys saw, we were on 49%. So ideally, if we went and picked up this guy for 200 coins, Vanderheg, assuming he's a new manager to my club, which he is, we'll go ahead and send him to the club, and what you're going to want to do is you'll have to leave Ultimate Team and come back. Pretty simple. Just go ahead and leave Ultimate Team and then join it back, and then once you're back in, it should be updated, and we'll be at 50% negotiation, and most of you guys will be between like, you know, 10 and 20% normally, just based off of managers that are already in your club. But if you guys are really, really low on that, it's going to help you save coins and contracts in the long run. So let's go ahead and see if it's up to 50% now that we've added the new manager. So we'll go ahead and apply a consumable. We need to get him to, obviously we need to get him up to 99 contracts, and as you guys can see, it's got a 50% contract bonus now. So even if I were to apply a rare gold contract, which would normally get me from 28, you know, from 18 plus 28 would end up equaling 46, right? So instead of 46, you're getting 60. You're getting to 60 there, so you get an extra 14 contracts, or extra 12 contracts there. And then we can go ahead and use some of the lower rated ones as well and get ourselves a boost there, and we are up to 98 contracts. We'll use the bronze. You don't want to be using the rare golds because we'll save those for later. So we've got that up to 99. We'll go ahead and add one of the fitness cards, get it up to 99, and we're good to go. Now we can go ahead and list him on the market for whatever we want to do so with the trading method Tech Avion. And just like that, the Brant sold for about 1,000, maybe it was like 2K more than what he actually goes for, maybe 1.5K more than what he goes for, just like that. Tech Avion works for him as well, and we bought him for 16K. So not only did we use him as an investment to make good coins, we also applied the 99 contract, 99 fitness, and obviously had a good chemistry style to start with and made even more coins. So what I'm thinking that we do, and the reason that I'm kind of focusing on this method for 2 different episodes now, is because this is going to be something that we're probably going to be doing for the rest of the year, because it can't hurt. Every single card that we make as an investment that has a good chemistry style or even an average chemistry style, we're going to apply the Tech Avion method to it to make even more coins on the investment. So not only will it be its own trading method, but we'll just go ahead and apply it to cards that we think are going to rise as it is and just sell them on for even more profit than what we would have made had we not done that method. And, you know, obviously we'd still make profit on our investments even if we didn't apply this method, but it's to make that extra profit, to make that extra 2,000 coins like we just did with Brant here. So I'm really, really liking this Tech Avion method. Even if it's only getting 2,000 more coins from a card, we're definitely going to take that, and that's going to add up. That is totally going to add up, especially because we're starting in November doing this. It's going to add up by the end of the year. We have racked in the bank today from our Sunday bidding method and also selling a couple cards on our transfer list, including that Dost who sold for almost 38K and that Brant there that sold for almost 27,000 coins. We still got a couple cards that are listed up on the market as well, including a full transfer list right now of a lot of informs. But as you guys can see, I've got a couple Colemans, obviously not many, just 4 of them for 800 coins. But why do I have Coleman? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at some of these last minute investments you guys can make for player of the month. Obviously, the big investments, the Moyes, it's too late. Go ahead and ignore those. You don't want to be a part of those investments if you are just now starting your POTM investments. But there are still some late investments you guys can make, whether you've already invested or just haven't got in on POTM at all. So let me go ahead and show you guys exactly what you could actually buy. So let's go ahead and switch over to Footbin. That's not Footbin. There we go. Let's go ahead and look at some of these cards here. Seamus Coleman, right back. I'm looking at Premier League right backs that are between 80 and 85 rated. As you can see, there's no 80 rated right backs. The cheapest one is 81, and he's discard price on all consoles right there. Then we've got an 82 Nathaniel Klein, who's 1.5K on both PS and Xbox. So both of those decent investments. You can't really lose too much, considering Nathaniel Klein is a decent card. He would be used in squads, plus he's 82 rated right back Premier League. Assuming that there might be a Premier League 83 rated team needed, then these cards would definitely be sought after. People would be using Coleman and Nathaniel Klein, possibly REA, but considering he's 81 rated and almost 4 times the price of Seamus Coleman here, you would want to ignore Serge Aurier and just focus on Coleman and Klein. But considering the rest of the cards are Bellerin, Valencia, and Walker, who are way out of the price range for using them in SBCs, your only options are going to be these guys right here. So Seamus Coleman and him, very, very nice. Then we can go ahead and look at left backs, same kind of thing. Looking at him, you've got quite a few 80 rated, but assuming there might be like an 83 or maybe even an 84 rated Premier League team needed, the 80s aren't really going to do it. But if you guys wanted to go ahead and get in on a few Bertrands, maybe a few Matteo Darmians, it is running pretty much no risks. So you could do that. You could also invest in Nacho Monreal himself, and considering that he does have a small chance, but still a chance of winning player of the month, you could invest in a few of him as well. But I'd focus mostly on players like Leighton Baines here, who's 82 rated, and he's only 2,000 coins right now. You could probably get him for cheaper than that on bid, especially during the marquee matchup rewards. So this video goes up on Tuesday, which is exactly when you need to hear this. Marquee matchup rewards are a great time to bid on cards. Just like during Sunday squad battle rewards, marquee matchup are also a good time. Now, it's not going to be anything close to the amount of supply that hits the market during squad battle rewards, but it will be significant, and since it's quite overlooked still, you could be able to get some good deals. So I'd focus your bids on players like this. So you could get some Leighton Baines. I wouldn't, obviously the only other options are Marcos Alonso, who's more expensive than Baines and lower rated, and Danny Rose, who's the same rating as Baines and about 4 times the price of him. So considering that, Leighton Baines is the best investment when it comes to left back. So let's go ahead and take a look at center backs. We're going to go between 83 and 85 rating and look at center backs here now. So position, center back. The cards that I would focus on, I wouldn't really go with Jean Matip or Otamendi, because those guys, they've already been inflated. You can tell they've already been invested in. But players like Mustafi and Gary Cahill, you guys remember last year when 84 rated John Terry was in the game and he was still in packs before he got downgraded. He was going for like 10K during a lot of the Premier League Player of the Month squad building challenges. He was going for so many coins. So you could see the similar thing happen to Gary Cahill and even Mustafi as well. So picking up a few of those, you can't really go wrong. Then what you would want to do is you could look for some cheap 83 rateds in general in the league. If you can get him for cheap, then go for it. The cheapest one is going to be Morgan Schneiderlin. He's the cheapest card that is 83 rated in the entire league. So if you wanted to pick up a few, there's not much risk for Morgan Schneiderlin. He's not popping up there, so let me go ahead and look him up right here. Schneiderlin. right here. Morgan Schneiderlin is currently going for 1,600 coins on Xbox, only 1,200 on PlayStation. You're really not running much risk, and if there is a requirement for some, higher rated Premier League cards, then this card is easily going to double, triple, quadruple in price. Maybe not quadruple because of the fact that a lot of people probably would have or already have invested in this card, but you guys get my point. It definitely can't really go down very much. If you bought it for 1,600, the lowest I can see you selling it for is 1,300, while the profit is still there. So I'm going to pick up a few more of these guys, especially tomorrow during squad or weekend, no, neither of those, during marquee matchup rewards. And when those drop at 6 p.m. UK time, throughout the next few hours, you should see some pretty good deals onto the market. And I'll be picking up a few Schneiderlins, probably some Baines, maybe some Coleman, possibly a couple of REA, and not really too many REA, but Klein as well, because Klein's 82 rated. So hopefully this helps you guys out with a little bit of late minute or last minute player of the month investing cards that you guys can pick up and really not risk very much, but still have the potential of making a lot of profit. This is one of the investments that I'd suggest. If you're getting them for near discard, don't even worry about selling into the hype. They're not going to rise that much, maybe a couple hundred coins. I'd say it's worth taking the risk and going into player of the month with those kinds of cards. Another one of our cards sold, and I listed up a few more on the market for overnight. We've got an Aaron Moy who does go for less than 32,000 coins, selling for 33K because we applied those contracts and listed him up. Obviously, having a Catalyst chemistry style really helped him sell, so we're going to go ahead and remove that from the transfer list right there. These are all the cards that I listed up overnight, some of them for less than an hour, but the other ones just trying to get some lazy buyers maybe to bite on a couple of these cards. Then, on Tuesday, on the day that this video goes up and when the marquee matchups come up, guys, I definitely suggest going ahead and bidding on cards. Now, I'll probably be focusing on POTM, as I mentioned earlier. You guys can bid on whatever, but just remember, it's a pretty good day to pick up some deals on Tuesday, whether it's current Team of the Week cards or anything along the lines of getting cards that are needed for League SBCs or even the next marquee matchups that come out. Obviously, since those have eyes on them, it doesn't really work as well. So I'd focus more so on League SBCs and the POTM SBC, which should be coming out later this week. But that's going to be it for today's video. Sort of a second episode discussing Tech Avion and how we can use this on the cards that we already have as investments to make them sell for even more and make more on our investments. So it's such a good method to use just to get a little bit more out of the investments, which is going to add up throughout the year, as I mentioned. So as I said, if you guys have any investments currently in your transfer list that have some decent chemistry styles, I'd suggest go ahead and list them up, man. Add the contracts and add the fitness, obviously. Make sure they're at 99 each. And if they have that, Hawk as a striker, they have a Catalyst as a midfielder, if they have an anchor card as a defender, even a sentinel, list them up for more than what they actually go for. See if somebody bites, see if somebody ends up buying your card, and list them overnight as well. There's no harm in doing so. So hopefully this video does help you out. If it does, make sure to drop a like on the video and also subscribe to the channel if you are new. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.